Everyone, oh, let me turn that a little. There we go. Guess that's not too bad. So yeah, what's going on, everyone? Hope you had a good start to the week. Monday. I hope it wasn't too rough of a Monday for y'all. Pardon me. So I got a bunch of phlegm I'm clearing out from this viral illness I got. My wife seems to maybe be picking it up, so hopefully she doesn't. But quite a few things in the news today. The most major headline being the Supreme Court's ruling on the guy who refused to make a cake for the gay guys in Connecticut or somewhere. I'm not sure. And they ruled in favor of the baker, saying that he wasn't discriminating against them because of their homosexuality. He was discriminating against them because of his religious beliefs. And yeah, it's a tricky issue. You know, a lot of people were surprised, and I'm sure just a lot of people would have been surprised either way. But but yeah, it's like they said themselves, you know, cases like this need to be taken on a case-by-case basis to take the whole, totality of the circumstances into account before they can make a judgment call. And so, yeah, people, it's a hot topic of the day. Pardon me while I take a minute. Maybe more than a minute. Might have to cut this episode like 28 minutes short. That's what happened. Fuck, I hate not being able to see shit. Why would you do this to me now? Anyways, Supreme Court ruling. Today's Trump's 500th day in office, and of course he's always in the news because of all the North Korea stuff and all the trade war stuff. And so, yeah, like I said, I don't really like to talk about Trump, but it's kind of inevitable seeing how he's the president, and most things are kind of, he sets the tone, as most people understand and say. The leader of the country sets that tone for the country, so you have a leader who spews racist, bigoted remarks, you're gonna have a country that trends towards racism and bigotry. It might not trend that way, but it'll be more pronounced, I guess, because there's always that stuff around. It's just never displayed in such a way. So I'm hitting this little box tonight. Highly recommend this thing. It's a little vaporizer. Oh, need to change batteries. For at home use, I recommend the power adapter. But since I usually just use this, I saved this for the road, and for the road I could just use my batteries. But yeah, this thing's pretty much brand new. A lifetime warranty. I just got it replaced. I got it used on eBay for $50 or less, and I had it for like 5 years. I had it for a long time, and well, maybe not that long. I probably had it for like at least 4. No, I mean probably like at most 4. And my good friend in college had one, and I was on the ropes about it all the time, and then I saw how easy it was for him with a lifetime warranty to get a brand new one replaced after his screen tore. And it just blew me away how he just had to rip the screen out and do a few little things, send him pictures, and a few days later he got a new one in the mail, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty sweet customer service. You can't beat that, right? You buy a vaporizer, and if something happens to it, you know, the screen tears. With my issue was where I put this battery in here, since it's just a wooden box, that hole, after so much use, you know, it starts to depress and deform, and it wasn't letting me get good battery connection. And you can probably see this light, the little red light in there. Yeah, it was hard for me to get that to turn on because I was just there fighting the battery and trying to make sure it's making good contact. So, in keeping with my 2018 tradition of trying to make it a better year, I said I'm gonna get rid of the old one and get a new one. And that's what I did, and it cost me nothing but an email and some time. I was hoping they'd come with a new brush at minimum, because I've had to repair this brush. It's one of the brushes it came with to brush the material around. And so yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a great vaporizer. It takes a little bit longer, you know, it's not instant gratification like some of them, but it's really concealable. You know, I can just keep it in my fist. Can't really, and then I mean, might look like I'm covering a yawn. Or, you know, just a lot more incognito than having something bigger that produces these giant clouds of vape. And so, I don't know. The one I had before was a Vapier 1, and I love that thing. Unfortunately, I fell out of my sweater pockets in college. Alright, fuck this. I was just hitting that little thing because it had some keef in it. Because I got lots of keef. And even more. What can we talk about today? What else did I do today? I discovered a giant mess that my laundry detergent had made in my laundry room that I didn't know about. So I cleaned that up. Oh, I got in, this is pretty funny. I got in my veteran's identification card, and I don't have it on me, but I will show you tomorrow. And what it is just basically I have to send a picture of myself and answer a few questions. And they sent me this ID card with my picture, just saying I'm a veteran. And when I took the picture, it was late at night, and I did it really close in the restroom, and they said try to get most of your face. So that's what I did, you know, contrasting background, all that good stuff. And I sent them the picture, and I got an email a week later saying, oh, we're sorry, we're not going to be able to send it to you. Your picture's dicked up. You need to take a better picture. We're sorry. Send us a better picture. Try again. Whatever. I don't care. I did this other thing for the state where I had to send in my VA award letter for my disability percentage. And so I did all that, and I got in a veteran card. It doesn't have my picture on it, but it has my name and saying it's for a lifetime disability pass for the state parks here in Washington State. So I can go to any state park and reserve a camp spot for free. And a few other little benefits like that, but it's for disabled veterans. And so I said, fuck it, you know, because all that veteran identification card is for is so you to go, for veterans to go, when they go places, they can ask for a vet discount and use that as proof they're a veteran. And I don't care, you know, I don't care too much about all that. I just, you know, trying to take advantage of as many veteran benefits as possible. Like my hunting fishing license, that only cost me $9 instead of like 50 plus. So I've been hitting up fishing. I'm gonna go fishing tomorrow. Hit up a little creek to start learning how to fish creeks and rivers, because I've never done that stuff before. I just grew up in South Texas and mostly fished the Gulf, because anytime we'd go to the lake, it was boring as shit to try to fish. You're better off swimming at the lake than trying to fish it. But it's because nobody was teaching me, and now I got a veteran around here that's gonna show me the ways. So hopefully I can stock my freezer with some fish. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'll have some stories about that tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some nice fishing stories of catching some. Oh, I set up today a bird netting to keep birds away from my blueberries and strawberries, and I actually got to eat a strawberry out of my little strawberry patch, which was really good. And yeah, that was fun, setting that stuff up while my daughters played outside. Today is the actual birthday of my youngest one. She is 4 today. And yeah, it's just, I'm going to try to not talk about anything negative today. I'm feeling in a good mood. Yesterday was kind of a crappy day, you know. You go back and watch Atpt number 7. I was kind of out of it yesterday. I'm afraid to go look back and watch it. But yeah, I was a zombie last night, pretty much. That's how I felt. And I'm feeling a lot better today because I didn't eat 2 slices of pizza for lunch. I ate some delicious beef rib, and for dinner I had chicken covered in Alfredo sauce. Well, maybe a few pasta, like probably no more than 10 little pasta pieces. You know, I limit that pasta because that's the energy zapper. And so yeah, just to eat some ribs that we barbecued on Saturday, some leftover rib. That was delicious. Man, that was really good rib. And keeping it lean, keeping it, keeping away from those carbs. So yeah, like I said, talking positive today. It's a difficult thing to do, that's for sure, especially within the news. Most of what you hear is the negative stuff, unfortunately. Tomorrow is World Environment Day, I want to say. And so tomorrow I will be giving my first, and I'm going to make it an annual thing, and I'm choosing to do it on World Environment Day. I wasn't sure what day I was going to do it on, but I'm going to do a State of the World speech, and just going to rant about the state of the world and do that on an annual basis, and hopefully things get better annually from my point of view, which is probably the point of view of most Americans, I would imagine. Whether they're tuned into what's going on these days or not. Because I mean, I don't know. Personally, I feel I have so much things that I've experienced in my life, so many different situations I've been in and seen, and all that good stuff. And I saw a thing today. I do want to talk about this. I've noticed since getting out of the military that the bond I feel for my military brothers is a lot stronger than a lot of their bond. I feel that a lot of my bond for them is stronger than a lot of their bonds for me. And I don't know 100% why that is. And I heard something today on, what was I watching? I was watching something, and they just talked about how it's really those who never had a family. Because like I talked about it before, actually, how I wanted to die before I joined the military, but when I got in and I made those connections with my brothers, I didn't want to die anymore. And it was because I felt like I had a family now, and it kind of sucks because when it's all done and you go your separate ways, it's like going through a divorce. Your family breaks up and it sucks. And you occasionally get to hang out with them and interact with them, but yeah, I know for a fact that for a lot of those guys, I would, give my life for even today. And I know some of them would do it for me. Probably not all of the ones that I would do it for, I would imagine. And I don't care about that, but I don't know, maybe they would. This is just the way I feel. And at first I was just thinking that maybe it was because of the way things fell apart for me at the end of towards the deployment and at the end of my contract. And so yeah, it just bothers me because of the way things were skewed, and the way not only me, it was unfair the way I was being treated, but it was also unfair to the way everyone else was being treated. And for me, most of it was coming from my really severe injury. And having gone to try out for special forces before that, that made them mad because we did it without their permission. But yeah, and then after all that, it's whatever, it blew by. But then I got hurt, and that's whenever they thought I was just faking it to not deploy, and I wasn't, and it was horrible. But I guess one second. So I guess to end this off, I will tell a little story, a little stoner story that's pretty funny. And like I said, I wanted this to be mostly positive. I think I've kept it mostly positive today. So, even though I was hurt before we deployed, I knew that one second, my wife is texting me. This would be a lot better whenever I decide to do it from my laptop instead of my phone. Can you bring... Yes, I will do that later. Yes, I will do that. Sorry about that, I accidentally... Yeah, did that. But anyways, before I was so rudely interrupted, I got hurt 4 months before we deployed to Afghanistan. dumbass army doctors didn't know, they couldn't diagnose me because they didn't know how to do this. They didn't know how to tell me how to do this. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to tell me was to do. Of all the stupid tests and x-rays and MRIs and all the stupid shit they made me do. They made me do this and this and this and this and this and this. But what they never told me to do was this. And that's all they needed to see, to know that I was hurt. So me being in a lot of pain and being as wise as I am, I knew that they weren't going to drug test us prior to deployment. So many guys were trying to get out of that unit left and right, doing whatever they could, go to Special Forces selection, re-enlisting to try to reclass. I wanted to drop a warrant officer packet. I'm sure probably other people did too. I mean, I didn't do it because I knew they wouldn't let me go because I was a sniper. I was a sniper, and yeah, they were gonna let somebody go who they worked hard, and well, I wouldn't say even worked hard, but they spent money and time training. They ain't gonna just let you go so easily. Most, some units might. Some units might be like, well, whatever, get the fuck out of here. You want to go do something else. You can be replaced. It's the Army. And some places like mine just didn't want anybody to go anywhere because they were probably being bombarded with a crazy amount of requests for transfers. I mean, not that you can really do that, but Special Forces, a lot of guys were going to Special Forces selection to try to get out of that unit. And like I said, I wanted to drop that warrant officer packet. There's a program called the Bear program where you could reclass if you were in an overstrength job to a lower strength job, and that's one of the reasons why you could go to Special Forces, because not only do they need Special Forces soldiers, it's under strength. Oh, is that what I'm going to say about it? But anyway, and there was a few other jobs, like some kind of civil service type jobs, I don't know. And fuck, man. Yeah, and so I knew they were going to drug test us, and I was in a lot of pain. So for the few months, maybe 2-3 months, pretty much the 4 months, because the way it worked was in February of 2009, we went to California, to the National Training Center, NTC in California, to get certified to deploy. And then after that, we came back in the beginning of March, and we were going to deploy in July. As soon as we got back, I got hurt. And so yeah, and as soon as we got back, it was just chill mode, getting ready to deploy. And so, like I said, most of the days, guys were just sitting on their thumbs. It was sad. It was really sad and pathetic, the days leading up to deployment. And me, like I said, I knew they weren't going to drug test us because there's so many guys trying to get out, and they didn't want to drug test guys and get even more guys out of the unit. They didn't even care about them getting out of the Army. They just didn't want to have less numbers for the deployment overseas. So, man, there was one day, man, and I was getting baked, man. I was getting so baked daily, and it was awesome because there was a lake. I was so fortunate to be on the sniper team and not be the sergeant. I was very, I'll talk about that another day, but I was very fortunate to be on the sniper team and to not be the sergeant, because I would let my sergeant know, there was a lake less than a mile down the road for where we worked. And I told him, hey man, I'm just gonna go over there. We're just sitting on our thumbs. I'm just gonna go down to the lake and fish. When they need us, when you need me, when they say formation time, whatever, just give me a call. I'll be here less than 5 minutes, man. It's, right down the road. And he's like, all right, cool, no problem. So I basically got to go fishing and get baked out of my mind. I'd say it was probably more, it's hard to say, because I did a lot of fishing out there too. I mean, we'll just call it 50-50, maybe more towards the end I was getting baked more, and also it all depended on how often I could score weed, because I was a soldier in the Army. It wasn't something I could regularly get. But yeah, so, and my friend, he lived right off post, basically the same distance as that lake. And so I would go over there and get baked, super baked. And what I did was I would also use that time to go to Home Depot and I used the gas mask. I'll rig this up again because I still have a gas mask. I'll rig this up again for the videos to use it once, but I rigged up a gas mask and instead of the filter, I just put on a long hose and stuck it to the top of a bong like this, and then just suck in the mask, and then it's sucking in the air over here, and then I could just see the mask filling up and just getting blitzed with my military equipment. It's good times. And the funny story, okay, of all this, just kind of setting it all up. And the one thing I always dreaded when I was super baked, I'd be there super high out of my mind, especially because I couldn't do it very often. And the way I get high with this weekend water bottle, it never gets just like twisted. Especially if you're not used to doing it often. And so this one day, man, I am super fucking lit. And I get that call. Ring ring Prez, get your ass over here, man. We need to take pictures for deployment, blah blah. And it's the picture we were taking that if we died, it was the most recent picture they had of us. And so, I mean, I was super bloodshot eyes, super glassed over, and just barely could keep them open. I was like this. And I was blitzed, and I thought I was done. I thought for sure they're gonna know I'm high right now. I am super high right now. Like, there's no way they're not gonna know. Well, they're dumbasses. Of course they don't know. So me, my stoner ass is there waiting to get pictures, and I'm trying not to make eye contact with any of the sergeants because I don't want them to see me like this, basically how I am right now, looking high as a kite. And so I avoided all eye contact, and then whenever I got to sit down and for the picture, I mean, at that point I thought it was game over. I mean, it's no different than me sitting here right now. Look at how high I look. I mean, I know I'm chink-eyed usually, but I mean, right now I got those Asian eyes to the max, and that's basically how I was, man. I could barely keep my eyes open for that picture. And oh shit. And another soldier says, damn, look at him. He looks high as fuck right now. Or he said something like that, and I was like, oh my God, like for real? Like, oh my God, like, why do you gotta say this right now? And I thought, God damn. I didn't know who said that at first because I got the bright lights of taking a picture on me. And man, talk about getting lucky. Because I thought I was going to be called out for sure after that. But no. Somebody said, damn, look at how high this fucking dude looks. And I think I said like, I wish, or, I played it cool. And I was fucking dying inside, screaming, heart racing. I had my poker face on. And man, and then like a few weeks after that, I walk into the office one day, stacks of cardboard boxes about this thick, about this wide, nice little dividers, nice little cups in there, and my heart dropped, my heart sunk. I basically hid in my truck for the whole day, probably just pissing as much as I could, or drinking as much water in there as I could, and just going in to the downstairs restroom to go relieve myself. Paranoid as fuck all day, thinking it's over. I'm gonna be dishonorably discharged. This sucks. I've been such a good soldier my whole career. This is all falling apart. And oh shit, that's hot. And then yeah, man, as the end of the day came around, I asked around, like, hey, when are we taking the drug test? I saw those cups in there, and they said First Sergeant ordered us to throw them away. Yes. So I probably got baked in celebration of that. Those were good times, and I did go still do some fishing. I might even got baked and then went fishing. I know I did that. I don't even gotta think I did that. I know I did that. And then when we got to Afghanistan, First Sergeant Dickface put me on every detail. I need 6 guys in Perez. I need 30 guys in Perez. I need X guys in Perez. And so I always had my, my long sleeve top off. And I had it the same way when I'd be out there fishing. So I caught a nice 10, being out there fishing. And during one of the details, one of the guys told me, man, why the hell are you so tan? And I laughed and said, because while you dumbasses were there sitting on your thumbs, I was out there fishing and having a good time. But I was also getting super baked. High as fuck. So, I guess I'll conclude with that nice little story. I have additional weed stories to tell, of course. I've been smoking bud since high school, which was, 15 years ago. Yeah, and so, party on, dudes. Get high. Love life. And keep grinding. #1. Peace. Catch you tomorrow.